This message is issued by the Emergency Coordination Center for the Tri-State Area.
Uh-oh.
Please listen closely and follow the instructions that follow.
Trying my
This
best.
is not a drill. We are issuing this emergency broadcast regarding unusual canine behavior patterns that have emerged across multiple counties in the Tri-State Area over the past 11 days.
Oh, are we now?
If your dog begins producing human-like laughter sounds, do not attempt to interact with the animal and follow the safety protocols outlined in this message.
Sounds good.
The situation began on March 3rd, when our dispatch center started receiving calls about dogs exhibiting what callers described as strange vocalizations.
No way. I would freak out.
Initially, these reports were isolated to rural areas in the northern counties, but the pattern has since expanded to suburban and urban communities. What started as occasional reports of unusual barking has developed into a coordinated phenomenon affecting 47 confirmed households across 3 counties.
They're skinwalkers.
The first documented incident occurred at 11:47 p.m. on March 3rd, when Sarah Martinez of Granger Hill contacted emergency services.
About
She
what?
reported that her 3-year-old golden retriever, Rex, had been producing sounds that resembled human laughter for approximately 20 minutes.
That's scary.
The responding officer initially categorized this as a non-emergency animal control matter.
What?
However, by March 6th, similar reports were flooding our dispatch centers at an unprecedented rate. Emergency responders have documented consistent patterns in these incidents.
That's
The
crazy.
affected dogs appear physically healthy, but exhibit behavioral changes that progress through distinct stages. Our veterinary consultants have examined multiple animals and found no medical explanations for these vocalizations. Standard diagnostic procedures reveal normal respiratory, neurological, and vocal cord function in all examined cases.
So what is it
A
then?
couple on Granger Hill reported the first extended encounter with this phenomenon. Sarah and Michael Martinez had been watching television when Rex began what Sarah initially described as weird whimpering.
Nah, dog.
The sounds started around 11:30 p.m. and continued intermittently through the night. Michael said the dog seemed restless, pacing between the living room and kitchen while making these unusual vocalizations.
Was it possessed?
At first, I thought he was just having a bad dream, Sarah told our investigators. But then he started making these sounds while he was wide awake, looking right at us.
Ew.
It wasn't barking or whining. It sounded almost like someone trying not to laugh out loud. Rex continued this behavior for 3 consecutive nights.
Oh my
The sounds
gosh.
became more distinct and recognizable as human-like laughter.
That's
Sarah
disgusting.
described feeling increasingly uncomfortable as the dog would make these sounds while maintaining direct eye contact with family members. On the 3rd night, Rex positioned himself near the back door while laughing, appearing to look beyond the glass into the darkened yard.
That gave me goosebumps.
He was laughing at something outside, Michael reported. Not with us, but at something we couldn't see, like he was having a conversation with someone in the backyard.
Ew.
Later that night, more calls came in from the same general area. The Henderson family, living 2 miles from the Martinez household, experienced nearly identical behavior from their 4-year-old German Shepherd.
Dude, what is
Duke.
happening then?
James Henderson described waking to sounds of laughter coming from the kitchen around 2:15 a.m.
Ugh.
Duke was sitting by the back door, producing clear, human-like laughter sounds
Nah.
while staring into the yard.
That's a no for me, dog.
My wife thought one of our teenagers was up late watching comedy videos, James said. But when we investigated, it was Duke making those sounds. Perfect human laughter, but coming from our dog.
No.
The Henderson family observed Duke's behavior for 45 minutes before the dog finally stopped and returned to normal activities.
What?
However, Duke repeated this pattern for the next 4 nights, always beginning around 2 a.m., and always positioning himself near exterior doors or windows.
Oh, he's fine.
In another case, the Riverside neighborhood experienced what witnesses described as a coordinated event.
So they're all
Between
laughing.
1 a.m. and 3 a.m. on March 8th, 7 different households reported their dogs simultaneously beginning the laughter behavior.
That's so weird.
Maria Santos called emergency services when her border collie, Luna, began laughing while standing on the back porch.
They're all laughing at a squirrel that
Luna
fell.
was outside, and she started making these laughing sounds toward the tree line. Maria explained. But here's what really scared me. I could hear other dogs in the distance making the same sounds, like they were all laughing together at the same joke.
Nah.
Neighbors confirmed hearing multiple dogs across the Riverside area producing laughter sounds in what appeared to be a coordinated pattern.
They all
The
seen the
sounds
squirrel.
would start with one dog, then spread to others in a wave-like progression through the neighborhood. This pattern continued for approximately 2 hours before all affected animals stopped simultaneously.
That's so weird,
The
dude.
situation escalated when the Kowalski family on Pine Street reported their golden retriever, Buddy, exhibiting more advanced behaviors. After 3
standing
nights
on
of the
hind
standard
legs.
laughter pattern, Buddy began responding to sounds that the family could not hear. Patricia Kowalski described watching Buddy sit in the backyard, producing laughter sounds, then pausing as if listening to a response.
That's so weird,
He would
dude.
laugh, then get quiet like someone was talking back to him, Patricia said. Then he'd laugh again, but differently, like he was responding to what he heard.
Ew.
The family recorded Buddy's behavior using their phone camera. The audio reveals clear human-like laughter interspersed with periods of silence.
Are we gonna hear it?
During these quiet moments, Buddy's ears would perk up and his head would tilt, displaying classic listening behaviors.
Right.
The family could hear nothing during these intervals, but Buddy appeared to be receiving some form of communication. Most disturbing was what happened when the Kowalski family allowed Buddy outside during one of these episodes.
Uh-oh.
The dog immediately walked toward the wooded area behind their property, continuing to produce laughter sounds while moving with apparent purpose.
Oh, dude, what does
Patricia
it
called for
sing?
Buddy to return, but the dog ignored her commands and disappeared into the tree line.
Oh, no.
Despite extensive searches by family members and local authorities, Buddy has not been found. We have
That's
gathered these
sad.
common stages that appear in all documented cases. Stage 1 involves restlessness and unusual positioning near exterior doors or windows. Dogs will pace, whine softly, and show signs of agitation typically beginning between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m.
That's so weird.
This stage usually lasts between 1 and 3 hours before progressing. Stage 2 is the onset of laughter sounds. The vocalizations begin as quiet chuckling or snickering, but become increasingly loud and distinct. Dogs maintain alertness during this stage, often making eye contact with family members while laughing.
I wonder if
This
they know
stage
what they're
typically
doing.
lasts between 30 minutes and 2 hours. Stage 3 involves responsive behavior. Dogs begin pausing their laughter as if listening to unheard communication. They may move between different locations in the house or yard, always maintaining focus on exterior areas.
That's so weird, dude.
Family members report feeling like the dog is having a conversation with something outside. This stage can last anywhere from 1 to 6 hours. Stage 4 is the most concerning. Dogs begin
violent?
moving toward exterior exits, showing strong motivation to go outside. They may scratch at doors, whine, or exhibit anxiety when prevented from leaving.
Uh-oh.
Your dog may begin pacing near doors while continuing the laughter behavior. If allowed outside during this stage,
They disappear?
affected animals consistently move toward wooded or isolated areas.
Something's calling.
You must never allow your dog outside during stages 3 or 4.
Why,
We
they're
have
creepy.
documented 3 cases where families permitted their dogs to go outside during these advanced stages. In each case, the animals disappeared into wooded areas and have not been recovered despite extensive search efforts.
They fell into the
The Thompson
in-between.
family lost their Labrador Max on March 9th after allowing him outside during stage 4. Max immediately ran toward the forested area near their property, producing laughter sounds as he moved. The family followed but lost sight of Max within minutes. Search teams found no trace of the animal despite thorough investigation of the area. Similarly, the Chen family's beagle, Oscar, vanished after being let outside during an episode on March 11th. Oscar
What?
had been exhibiting stage 3 behavior for approximately 4 hours when the family decided to allow him outside, hoping the fresh air would calm him.
Well, that was dumb.
Oscar walked directly toward the tree line behind their property and disappeared. The family reported hearing his laughter sounds growing fainter as he moved deeper into the woods. If your dog exhibits these behaviors, you must keep the animal inside at all times. Secure all exterior doors and windows.
And let it tear my
Do not
house
attempt
up?
to comfort or interact with your dog during episodes, as this may prolong the behavior. Remove other pets from the area, as the behavior appears to be contagious among animals in close proximity.
Well, makes
Do
sense.
not record or photograph your dog during these episodes.
How would you know to show
Several
people?
families have reported that recording devices malfunction during the laughter periods,
Oh, so it don't
producing
matter.
only static or distorted audio. The Martinez family's security camera system experienced complete failure during Rex's episodes, showing only empty frames when the dog should have been visible. Create a safe room in your home where you can secure your dog if the behavior escalates. This room should have no exterior windows or doors. Remove any items your dog might use to harm itself. The room should be comfortable but
What?
completely isolated from outside access. If your dog reaches stage 4 and shows determination to go outside, contact emergency services immediately.
What are they
Do
gonna
not
do?
attempt to physically restrain a large dog showing this behavior, as several families have reported their pets becoming aggressive when prevented from leaving during this stage.
It makes perfect sense.
Our investigation has revealed that this phenomenon is spreading beyond the original affected area. Reports are now coming from communities up to 50 miles from the initial incidents. The pattern suggests that affected dogs may be somehow communicating with animals in surrounding areas, creating an expanding network of unusual behavior.
What?
Emergency dispatch centers have logged over 200 calls related to this phenomenon in the past 72 hours.
Is it
The
aliens?
reports are following a consistent geographic pattern, moving outward from the initial incident locations. Communities that have not yet experienced these behaviors should prepare for potential incidents. Veterinary facilities across the tri-state area have been alerted to this situation.
It's Aunt Gladys.
However, medical examination of affected animals reveals no physical abnormalities. Blood work, neurological tests, and behavioral assessments show normal results. The animals appear to be in perfect health outside of the laughter episodes.
Then what is it?
More concerning is the discovery that affected dogs seem to be exhibiting this behavior in response to external stimuli that humans cannot detect. Audio analysis of recordings from affected households reveals no unusual sounds during the periods when dogs appear to be listening to something outside.
That's...
However, the dog's responses suggest they are receiving some form of communication.
aliens.
3 animal behavior specialists have attempted to study affected dogs during episodes. In each case, the specialists' own dogs began exhibiting the same behaviors within 48 hours of exposure.
Oh, Lord.
This suggests the phenomenon may be spreading through direct contact between animals. Environmental testing of areas where dogs have disappeared has revealed no unusual readings for radiation, chemical contamination, or biological agents.
Witches.
The wooded areas appear normal in all respects. However, search teams report an unusual absence of typical forest sounds in these locations.
What?
No bird songs, insect activity, or small animal movements have been detected in areas where affected dogs were last seen.
Well, it's nighttime anyway.
The silence in these areas extends beyond normal wildlife activity. Electronic devices, including radios and GPS units, experience interference when search teams enter the regions where dogs have disappeared. Communication equipment produces only static, and compass readings become unreliable.
So
We want
magnetic.
to emphasize that this situation is being treated as a public safety emergency. The safety protocols outlined in this message are based on documented patterns and must be followed precisely.
Right.
The phenomenon appears to be accelerating, with new cases reported daily across an expanding geographic area. If you live in the tri-state area and own a dog, you must monitor your pet closely for signs of the behaviors described in this message.
So it doesn't affect cats?
Early intervention and proper containment procedures can prevent the loss of your animal. Do not ignore early warning signs or assume the behavior will resolve naturally. The Emergency Coordination Center is working with veterinary professionals, animal behaviorists, and public safety officials to understand and contain this situation. However, until we can determine the cause of these behaviors, all pet owners must take responsibility for securing their animals and preventing further spread of the phenomenon.
How?
We are particularly concerned about the coordinated nature of recent incidents. The simultaneous onset of behaviors across multiple households suggests that affected dogs may be responding to a common external stimulus.
Like what, though?
This pattern indicates that individual containment measures may not be sufficient to prevent the spread of the phenomenon. Remember that this behavior appears to be contagious among dogs.
Just
If your
dogs.
neighbors report affected animals, you must take immediate precautions with your own pets.
Okay.
The phenomenon seems to spread more rapidly in areas with high dog populations, making suburban neighborhoods particularly vulnerable. The investigation into this matter is ongoing. We are working with federal agencies and research institutions to understand the nature of these behaviors. However, public safety requires immediate action based on the patterns we have already documented.
For sure.
Do not attempt to investigate wooded areas where affected dogs have disappeared. These locations are off-limits to civilian personnel. Professional search teams have been deployed to these areas,
Okay.
but members of the
That makes
public must
sense.
not enter these regions under any circumstances. If you hear sounds of laughter or other unusual vocalizations coming from wooded areas near your property,
Stay
do
away.
not investigate. Report these incidents immediately to emergency services. Do not allow curiosity to override safety protocols.
It killed the
The
cat.
phenomenon shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, the frequency of reported incidents has increased dramatically over the past 48 hours. We are now receiving reports from communities that had no previous contact with affected areas,
Uh-oh.
suggesting the spread is accelerating beyond our initial projections.
It's a pandemic for
Most
dog laughter.
importantly, if your dog begins producing human-like laughter sounds, you must not respond to or interact with these vocalizations. Several families have reported feeling compelled to laugh along with their pets or to respond as if the dog were speaking. Resist these urges completely. The laughter sounds produced by affected dogs have been described as unnaturally compelling. Family members report feeling drawn to respond or to treat the sounds as if they were coming from a human
Would-
family member.
Would you die if that
This
happened?
psychological response must be actively resisted. This emergency broadcast will be repeated every 4 hours until the situation is resolved. Additional safety information will be provided as it becomes available.
Appreciate
Stay
it.
tuned to this frequency for updates and new safety protocols. If you live in the tri-state area and have not yet experienced these phenomena with your pets, remember that preparation is your best defense. Secure your home, monitor your animals closely, and report any unusual behaviors immediately.
Best bet.
The silence that follows these episodes may be the most dangerous time. When affected dogs stop laughing, they enter the final stage where they attempt to reach exterior areas. This is when you must be most vigilant and most prepared to implement containment procedures. Remember, if your dog laughs like a human, something is very wrong. Your pet's safety and your family's safety depend on following these protocols exactly as outlined.
Okay, so that was if your dog laughs like you, stop speaking. That was a random analog horror that I decided to find. Not quite sure, but I'm pretty sure there's obviously more episodes of it. I'm like, that's what it looks like to me. So I'm not quite sure what is happening in this analog horror. The only things that I could literally like think of is skinwalkers, aliens, high frequencies that mess with the dogs, or it was Aunt Gladys from Weapons. That's the only thing that I can think of, because realistically, what else could it be? Why would your dog start laughing? Because if my dogs start doing that, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen at that point. But if your dog starts laughing, apparently it just shush. Don't talk to them. They don't have nothing nice to say anyway. Dogs are just weird and always hungry and stuff. Yeah. If you want more analog horrors, just, let me know in the comment section below. And I will see you all in the next video. But until then, stay fresh, cheese bags.